Gorilla versus Jaguar, who would win in a fight? You're trekking through the rainforest when suddenly, the ground rumbles. A silverback gorilla barrels through the underbrush, muscles rippling like a linebacker on game day. But from the shadows, silent as a whisper, a Pantanal Jaguar creeps forward with eyes locked and claws ready. Now ask yourself, if these two beasts clashed in the wild, who'd walk away the winner? Hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood wildlife nerd, and today we're diving into one of the most intense fantasy face-offs nature could ever dream up: Silverback Gorilla versus Pantanal Jaguar. While these two titans live on different continents and would never meet in the wild, that won't stop us from imagining the ultimate jungle showdown. We'll break down this hypothetical battle into three key arenas: physique, agility, and natural weaponry, plus a little dose of real-world experience. It's kind of like a UFC fight. If one fighter bench presses trees and the other bites through skulls. Personally, I've always been Team Gorilla, something about those expressive eyes and brute strength. But once you hear what the Jaguar brings to the table, you might just switch sides. Let's dive into this wild matchup and find out who truly rules the rainforest. 1. Size and defense. The heavyweight versus the armored assassin. Let's talk muscle and defense. First up, the Silverback Gorilla. This guy is an absolute tank. We're talking around 400 pounds of pure muscle, standing up to 6 feet tall, with arms that stretch nearly 8 feet. That's longer than most pickup truck beds. If gorillas had gym memberships, they'd be the ones hogging every bench press machine. But here's the catch: despite all that bulk, a gorilla's skin is very much like ours, tight, thin, and easy to tear. So if it takes a swipe from something with sharp claws or teeth, it's basically like slapping a big, muscular human in a fur vest. That might sound tough, but it's also pretty vulnerable. Now enter the Pantanal Jaguar, clocking in at about 210 pounds. Sure, it's only about half the gorilla's weight, but don't let the scale fool you. Jaguars are like compact tanks with fur. Their bodies are dense with muscle, backed by a thick bone structure, and wrapped in loose skin under a heavy coat of fur. That combo gives them flexibility and natural armor. Think of it like a built-in Kevlar vest with extra stretch. Fun fact, that loose skin, it actually helps jaguars twist and escape while being bitten or grappled, which is a huge advantage in a close fight. It's kind of like fighting a slippery, armored ninja, my take. The gorilla may win on size and brute intimidation, but when it comes to taking hits and staying in the game, the Jaguar has the smarter design. It's not always about who's bigger, it's about who can take a punch and still keep moving. 2. Speed and agility, the powerlifter versus the parkour pro. Alright, so we've seen the gorilla's got size, but what happens when the bell rings and these two have to move? Well, don't count the silverback out just yet. For an animal that's built like a linebacker, the gorilla can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. That's faster than most people drive in a school zone. And they're not just ground pounders, they're surprisingly good climbers too, navigating the forest like a giant, hairy Spider-Man. But now, let's talk about the Jaguar, nature's stealth missile. This cat can hit 50 miles per hour when it really wants to move. That's cheetah-level speed packed into a muscle-bound predator. And here's the kicker: it's not just about raw speed. The Jaguar is an agility machine. It can leap, swim, climb, and twist on a dime, all with the precision of an Olympic gymnast. Imagine chasing a remote control car that keeps dodging your every move. While the gorilla charges like a freight train, the Jaguar moves like a shadow. It can be there 1 second, gone the next, then right behind you. That kind of agility is deadly in a fight, especially when you're trying to outmaneuver a much larger opponent. In my opinion, this round is no contest. The Jaguar is simply on another level when it comes to speed and flexibility. If this fight turns into a chase or a flurry of quick moves, the gorilla's going to be spinning in circles trying to keep up. 3. Weapons and combat skills, brute force versus killer precision. Now, let's get into the business end of this battle, the weapons. Because when it's go time, size and speed don't matter if you can't land a hit that counts. First, the Silverback Gorilla. This guy's basically a walking wrecking ball. He's got arms like tree trunks and a punch that could probably knock a grown man into next week. With a bite force between 900 and 1300 psi, those jaws can do serious damage, but there's a catch. His flat human-like face makes it tough to land a precise bite in a fight. Gorillas are more like brawlers in a bar fight, lots of power, but not a lot of finesse. Now, enter the jaguar, nature's silent assassin. This cat has the strongest bite force of any big cat, clocking in at up to 1500 psi. That's enough to crush a skull, and I mean literally. Jaguars don't just bite, they go straight for the kill shot, often biting through the skull or spine with terrifying accuracy. Add in razor-sharp claws and a killer instinct honed by hunting in the wild, and you've got a predator that doesn't just fight, it finishes. And here's the wild part, jaguars target weak spots. While a gorilla might swing wildly, hoping to land a big hit, the jaguar looks for the opening and goes straight for the neck or back of the head. It's not just about strength, it's about knowing how to use it with deadly purpose. In my expert opinion, this round tilts heavily in favor of the jaguar. The gorilla might win in an arm wrestling contest, but in a real fight, where speed, precision, and lethality matter, the jaguar is simply more dangerous. It's like comparing a sledgehammer to a scalpel, one is brute force, the other is surgical, and in the wild, surgical often wins. 4. The final verdict, who wins the wild showdown? Alright folks, it's judgment time. You've got the gorilla, a heavyweight powerhouse with massive strength and serious attitude. Think of him like a heavyweight boxer, tough, relentless, and built like a tank. But tanks aren't great at dodging or delivering surgical strikes. Now look at the jaguar. This predator is lean, fast, and incredibly precise. It's the martial artist of the jungle, quiet, deadly, and always looking for that perfect moment to strike. And when it strikes, it's game over. Sure, the gorilla has raw muscle on its side. It's strong enough to flip a small car and terrifying enough to scare off most threats without throwing a single punch. But that strength only matters if you can catch your opponent. The jaguar is faster, more agile, and has mastered the art of taking down prey with one clean bite. In a real-life jungle brawl, this wouldn't be a quick or easy fight. The gorilla would put up a serious challenge. But in most matchups, my money's on the jaguar. It's got the tools, the tactics, and the killer instinct to outlast and outsmart its much bigger rival. So while the gorilla might win the intimidation game, the jaguar takes the crown when it comes to survival skills. This cat isn't just fighting, it's hunting. Quick takeaway, power versus predator. At the end of the day, the silverback gorilla brings raw, jaw-dropping power. This guy could bench press your car and not even break a sweat. But when it comes to actual combat, it's not just about strength, it's about how you use it. That's where the jaguar shines. It's faster, more agile, and equipped with nature's version of a sniper rifle, a skull-piercing bite. With precision moves and assassin-like instincts, the jaguar isn't just fighting, it's finishing. So if these two ever met in a one-on-one jungle duel, my expert bet goes to the jaguar. It's not the biggest beast that wins, it's the deadliest one. Are they dangerous to humans? Let's talk risk factor. Now, let's get real for a moment. Could a silverback gorilla or a jaguar be dangerous to humans? Absolutely, but context is everything. Silverback gorillas, despite their monstrous strength, are surprisingly peaceful. Think of them like gentle giants who just want to be left alone. If you're respectful and keep your distance, like you would at a national park, they won't give you trouble. But if you charge at one, wave your arms, or act like a threat, well, congratulations. You've just provoked a 400-pound linebacker with tree trunks for arms. That's not a good idea. Jaguars, on the other hand, are true stealth predators. In the wild, they want nothing to do with humans. They're shy, solitary, and usually slip away before you even know they're near. But corner one, or surprise it near its den, that's when things can get dangerous. They've got the tools to do serious damage in seconds, and unlike gorillas, jaguars are built to kill quickly and quietly. My take, neither of these animals wakes up thinking, today I'm gonna mess with a human. Attacks are extremely rare and almost always our fault. We wandered too close, ignored warning signs, or disrupted their space. Respect their boundaries, and you're perfectly safe. But treat the jungle like a theme park and forget the rules. Nature will remind you who's boss. Should you keep a gorilla or jaguar as a pet? Alright, I get it, gorillas and jaguars look insanely cool, right? Who wouldn't want a powerful silverback or a sleek-spotted jaguar lounging in their backyard? But let's pump the brakes before you start building that jungle-themed mansion. First off, Gorillas are wild animals with complex social lives. They need space to roam, a troop to hang with, and tons of mental stimulation, keeping one as a pet. That's like expecting a lion to enjoy Netflix and chill on your couch. It just doesn't work. Plus, gorillas grow huge and have serious strength. Even the friendliest silverback can accidentally cause harm if stressed or scared. Now, jaguars, these cats are built to hunt and roam vast territories. Their instincts are sharp, and they need to be free in the wild, stalking through dense forests, climbing trees, and swimming in rivers. A pet jaguar would be frustrated, bored, and potentially dangerous. Not to mention, it's illegal in most places to keep them without special permits, for good reason. In my opinion, instead of trying to keep these magnificent creatures as pets, support conservation efforts. Visit sanctuaries, watch documentaries, or donate to protect their habitats. That way, you get to admire their beauty and strength without turning your home into a wildlife hazard zone. Trust me, your neighbors will thank you too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. If you love exploring wild animal battles, surprising facts, and all things nature, this is the place to be. Join our awesome community where every week we dive into epic face-offs and fascinating wildlife stories you won't find anywhere else. What's coming next? Get ready for our next showdown, crocodile versus Komodo dragon, who's the ultimate reptile boss. We'll break down their strength, hunting skills, and survival tactics. Spoiler alert, it's gonna be wild. So stay tuned, stay curious, and let's keep discovering the incredible world of animals together.